How's it going, everyone? I want to talk about a stock that I was in prior. I made a video about it last week, and with all the tariffs talk, the market's going down. This is not the only stock that went down. I am still in this stock. I have accumulated this one. I really think that this could make a big move. But as all pennies, I'm not going to hold for a long time to make sure I don't have to be that person like, oh, I'm going to be right and make, I don't have to be right all the time. But I think this is a good probability trade. I'm sticking to my guns on this one. So without further ado, stock bond BON, I want to talk about as, the daily chart. It has the most oversold type of chart pattern that I see. We haven't touched the EMA5 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, of course, with the market conditions, it's going to take longer to touch the EMA5. All right, the whole market's been red. A lot of stocks, big caps, penny stocks, they all have been going down. But my job is to find the most oversold type of patterns. This one's a little harder one. I might not do these anymore. This might be my last one because these have just always been freaking stubborn. China is the this one's in China and it's a pharmaceutical, so these are going to be a little harder, but I really think like this thing can get a nice sizable bounce. We went from all the way up here at $3. Now we're sitting at 8 cents. I bought some at 14, 12, and 8. So I have a nice, decent average. Getting this 8 cents obviously helped a lot. And that's why I tell people you really don't know where the exact bottom is. This could easily hit the 5, could easily hit the 10 and make massive money. All right. There was great margin up there to take that risk. But yeah, the market went down and it was a little harder. But I am going to accumulate. I am on my last size. So now what I would look to do is, if I hold this thing longer than a week, then I would just look to just play another one. All right. Because, before, when I did that, I was in LGMK and thank goodness I did. I got out of that thing right down in this area and that thing's at a penny now. So you really don't want to hold these things long. And I decided to play SES. I played that thing based on the system way down here. We made massive gain, right? From here to here was at 88%. If you want to make sure if a play don't work out, that is totally fine. I don't think Bond is at that area where it hasn't worked out just yet. We have this massive gap up to the 5. We have a long lower wick. We have a K value of 1.74. You can't really judge it based on the K value, but it's just nice to see like we've had lower K values for quite some time. Um, what really intrigued me was the volume on this thing. I mean, look at this. This thing has had major volume 22, 35 million, 33, 36, 51, 53, 153 million volume on this day, and then 74, 29. It had massive volume. So it's not like we're going down with a million or 2 million volume. So you can definitely assume there's definitely interest in this. They're gonna pump it up when they want to. China stocks usually have the biggest pump, so if you can endure some of this downside move, I've seen these companies just go straight to the 10 in one day. I mean, just from here to here, you're looking at a 200% move up almost. So I would not doubt it, but like I said though, you got to make sure you're available on the pre-market. Sometimes this thing goes up massive pre-market, right? This is the kind of spike that I want to see. Randomly unexpected, you can probably get some of these at 5 in the morning. This thing goes up 45%. I mean, look at this thing. Went up 63% from the low. So it is definitely worth it. I mean, this thing went from 13 cents to 23 cents. That's life-changing money if you can get a part of this. So this happened in, I've watched this one in the pre-market. There was plenty of time to get in and out. But I always will wake up early in the morning, just because it's worth it, seeing that this is a stock that likes to spike pre-market. I've made money on it before when it spiked pre-market. I had a limit order set. So I definitely think that's worth it because you're gonna be pretty mad if this thing hits 20 cents and you weren't there, right? Even if it hits 15, 16 cents, that makes pretty good money because of our accumulations. So I always tell people usually accumulate once a day. Usually towards the end of the day is you're gonna get the best. I accumulated all these 3 candles here. I'm done accumulating. Now it's just does it start to go up, right? I don't want to be stubborn. If it don't go up, I'll have to call it quits eventually. But I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 daily candles, not touching the MA5, not a sizable gap. This was not a big gap down, lots of volume, low K value. I mean, it's just one of those setups like, I want to take, it meets my criteria. I definitely want to take a stab at it. So yeah, the penny stocks are really hard right now. I totally get that. Maybe, maybe take a little breather after things become normal. Pennies will be great again. That's why I'm only holding one penny, and that's Bond. I'm going to hold Bond. It has the most volume. It meets my criteria. Has the most EMA 5 TD. I mean, I can't reiterate how all this good stuff. They even had a lot of good news that was actually posted too. Bond Natural announces patent for revolutionary postbiotic ingredients slated to cut post meal blood sugar by 15 to 30%. They posted that March 20th. They announced this patent. All right, we saw that they announced the closing of 12 million best efforts offering. That was announced March 18th. So, I mean, obviously they're going to have to do a reverse split eventually. Restructures their share classes governance. So we know that, because they're at 8 cents. We all know organically this getting over $1 is probably not going to happen. So they'll definitely do a reverse split, but we'll have a pump before that. Usually what happens is you get the big drop down that happens either on the 10 or the 5. So once it starts to come up these two areas, price will come up to it. It will revert to the mean. We just don't want it to keep taking its time because then the EMA 5 goes down as the price goes down. So we don't want that to happen. I'm just really thinking like me personally, I'm going to be up pre-market or after hours. I think that's when the less manipulation this thing is going to take a massive move. I would love to see one of these candles like this. Back here that happened. I mean, this is life-changing money up from 13 cents, pumps to 20. Even if we go to 15, 16 cents, that's a pretty massive return that we can get, especially with my accumulations that I've been doing. I mean, from here to 15 cents, you're looking at a 59% move up. We can definitely get that. But in this region here, I don't see why we can't get, I think, if there's a stock that can do a 100% runner, this Chinese with a pharmaceutical combined, this is the stock can do it. I mean, these make massive moves. We saw RNAs, right? This biotech just skyrocket, right? We were touching this EMA 5, same setup, right? Massive EMA 5 TD, EMA 10, literally skyrocketed 128%. We know to get out as price comes back down. We take that nice one-day candle to get out. So I mean, we see this all the time. We see Malm, right? I played this one in the Discord. Massive EMA 5, right? We had massive EMA 5, lots of volume, but what happened? We come back up to touch this EMA 10, making a 200% move. We know to get out of the Discord here. We know we don't buy it on the 10 or the 5. And you see these kind of setups here over and over. I could show you so many setups. I think Bond, obviously, it's hard to see it because you see it just keeps going down each day, but I have confidence in it. If I don't see any move by the by Wednesday of this week, Thursday, it's March 31st, so it's a Monday. I'm going to give it a couple of days. If it don't move, maybe I can look to play another setup to make that money back, and that's really how I see it. If it just doesn't go, then I can look to play another stock and make it back. That's how I played many other stocks in the Discord. As you can see, the swing trade alerts. I played Mullen 3 times, made massive money. SES, HEPA, making those kind of gains. SES made me like 50, 60%. AAOI was a 80% pump that one time after the news. But I'm watching this one. We'll see what it does. If you guys want to join the Discord, you guys are more than welcome to join a community. You guys know the good and the bad, what I look to get in, how the system works and all that. Obviously, when the market environment is hard for swing trading, things are going to go down. We can't control the risk overnight. So that's why I always tell people accumulate. Never put your all in on one ad, right? Save 1 to 3 3 accumulations at least. So if it does go against you, you are totally fine with that, and you can accumulate those dips. Okay. Definitely join the Discord if you want. Click the link down below in YouTube comments below, and in the description it'll say join the premium Discord for my alerts. It'll take you to this free chat landing page. And if you want to become a member, just hit hashtag day trade alerts right here, or just read the hashtag how to subscribe, and it'll just say click day trade alerts. It's the easiest way to do it, and it will be $12 a month for everything. My day trades, my swing trades, my education videos for both day trades and swing trades, and I go live every day. Definitely join me on my live streams. That's part of the membership. I think you guys will love it. And then if you don't have make sure you do subscribe on your computer to avoid the iOS fee. If you have an Android, you will have to use your computer or use your phone's browser, but everything's talked about in how to subscribe. And lastly, if you're not from the US, they might charge you a little currency exchange fee. It won't be that much more. But for $12 a month, you're gonna love my day trading service. I think as the swing trading environment is getting harder, let this cool off a little. Try my day trades. I'm making money every day trading. It's actually very peaceful. I take one trade a day. I never have to have a take profit. I just have a stop loss, and basically what I do is I sell credit spreads, and they pretty much expire worthless every day, and I have a 90% win ratio. Definitely check that out if you have the membership. But Bond, I think I can make a massive move to the 5. You're looking at a 55% gain, and to the 10, you're looking at 182%. It has the volume, low K value, EMA 5 TD, everything's there. I definitely would take this shot. Obviously, it is a riskier sector, Chinese and pharmaceutical, so that might be the reason why it's taking a little bit more stubborn. But I think it personally is just because of the tariffs, everything went down. So nothing's really pumping unless there's like traumatic news for an individual stock. All right, guys. Hope to see you guys in the Discord. Give this video a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.